is the government's planning to a big overhaul of NCEA, basically scrapping, really, saying the current system is too inconsistent and confusing. It isn't giving students or employers what they need. Under the new proposed shakeup, NCEA Level 1 will be scrapped. Instead, Year 11 students will sit a new foundation test in literacy and numeracy. They'll also have to take English and maths that year. No more picking and choosing around these core subjects. Then years 12, 13, NCEA levels 2 and 3 will be replaced by two new qualifications, the NZ Certificate of Education and the NZ Advanced Certificate of Education. Students will take 5 subjects each year. They'll need to pass at least four to earn the certificate. Marks will be out of 100 and the grades will go from A to E. They say, they being the government, this is a lot easier for parents to understand how their kids are really doing. The plan will also include working closely with industry to strengthen vocational pathways. Very important, this one. And introducing a new national curriculum for years 9 to 13, to bring more clarity and consistency across the entire country. Education Minister Erica Stanford says this change is part of a wider reset. The goal? To make sure every student leaves school with the skills to succeed, no matter what path they want to take. Vaughan Couillault is the past president of the Secondary Principals Association and current principal of Papatoetoe High, and he joins me now. Vaughan, good morning.
Good morning. Listening to that lineup of people that you've got on, I'm probably the most underwhelming. So good to start at the bottom and work your way up.
Now, Vaughan, listen, in radio, we go straight to the top. The first story is the lead. It's the big story. You're it, buddy.
Settle down.
Don't underestimate it.
All good.
Don't worry, there won't be an exam on this. NCEA, utter failure, Vaughan?
No, I wouldn't say utter failure. When you look at what it replaced a norm-referenced model that was all or nothing exam at the end of the year, and it was designed, School C, etc., for 50% of people to fail no matter how well they did in the assessment. So it hasn't been an utter failure. It's been a move to standards-based assessment or competency-based, meaning if you can demonstrate that you know how to do this, you will get credit for it, not and how someone else doesn't impact how well you can do in an assessment. So from that point of view, we were sort of groundbreaking across the world, and so not an utter failure. And it's had a couple of reviews in its life cycle, and this is a healthy part of any qualification system, and lots of jurisdictions do it, where you have a look at your qualifications. Is it still fit for purpose? Is it meeting the modern requirements? And what do we need to do to change, if anything? Some parts of it are, and some parts of it are not. The things that I quite like is that you can build on it over time. So if Leah had a situation where she had to disengage with education for a few weeks because she had a car accident, or family moved house, or there was something going on, it wouldn't be all or nothing exam at the end of the year where she knew, you've just taken August off because you were unwell and you just can't catch up. That's the old way of doing things. Current NCEA allows you to build on your knowledge and pass smaller units of work that amass to you getting that qualification. What that has manifested itself in is a little bit too much flexibility in that I can have an English course. Well, not relaxed, too much flexibility.
Culture, really?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's that there is such a proliferation of options that English at my school can be fundamentally different in content to English at, say, my mate's school in Christchurch. And so trying to create some consistency of content as opposed to it's easier or harder, so that when an employer or you or anyone has a look at, my son or daughter has done the Certificate of Education and they've passed maths, it means the same from one school to another. And at the moment it doesn't necessarily, because there's such a plethora of standards, it could be completely different content.
So then, having said that, then NCEA qualifications then would lack the rigour needed to prepare students for competitive universities then and workplaces.
Not necessarily, because I'm not saying that there was easier or harder. I was just saying different. So some university commentators are saying they lack rigour. Others are not. My own children, for example, have been through the NCEA system and they're doing extremely well at university. And so I would say it's more about the barriers to education and learning that the individual experiences than the structure necessarily of the qualification. But there are some aspects of the qualification that certainly seem to be too flexible.
Well, it's interesting because the NCEA Insights paper found a huge number of kids got level 3 because it's easy. But UE, the old equivalent, they couldn't get because it's not easy. The ERA took a look at NCEA level 1 last year. They found such big problems that they recommended getting rid of it. NCQA last year found only half of Year 12 students actually finished 3 full subjects. They didn't even get to do 3 full subjects, but they somehow managed to pass NCEA, Vaughan.
Yeah, so my question there would be, what was the student intending to do, right?
Nothing.
So university, well, not necessarily, because I've got a number of my son's friends who left school getting level 3 and knew very clearly that they didn't want to go to university, but had a career or trades or job pathway that they went into. And so remember, New Zealand's population, I think about 30% of the population either want to and intend to go off to university. And so the vast majority of people don't go off to university. And whilst we need to make sure that our qualification affords people the rigour and the entry ticket they need to whatever their next thing is, it's the whatever their next thing is that's important. For a number of people in my circle of influence, university isn't that next thing. There's a number of students at my school who have no intention of going to university.
So isn't it only like 30-odd%? No, they're going off to
30%.
uni, and so you've got
absolutely
a whole heap of kids that if they don't get into a job straight away, what are they doing?
Well, it's not necessarily getting a job. There are other ways to train and develop your skills that aren't based on university entrance. So there's plenty of tertiary providers that do meaningful courses. For example, one of my son's mates, he went and did a hospitality catering course. He's now like number 2 or number 3 at a relatively decent hotel in Auckland City. Didn't have to go to university to do that, but did do a chefing course, right? So there are a range of options available, of which university is one of them. But of course, the UE criteria itself doesn't guarantee you entry to the course that you want. And so the motivator for people to do better has always mostly been extrinsic. What do I need to do to get to where I need to be? And NCEA has provided students with the opportunity to do that, particularly at level 3.
So then the move then to introduce new subjects and standards designed we've talked about vocational with input from industry, particularly around trades, construction, you mentioned hospitality. Do you think that this will genuinely strengthen the pathways for students?
Absolutely. I have every hope. The devil is always in the detail though, right? So what we're talking about is the structure of a qualification now in the absence of people having written the content. So we're hoping that the content is robust and structured in a way that creates some consistency, some clarity, and is indeed meaningful. I was talking yesterday. I've got on my board, I've got a late 20s lawyer who's a very intelligent young man and doing well in his lawyering. And my associate principal has a son who's exactly the same age, who's graduated with all of his plumbing qualifications, also a very intelligent young man, got a degree, then went on to get a trade. They both have exceptional specialist knowledge in quite different fields, but they are both of equal value to society and are contributing. Yes, the lawyer might get paid a little bit more, but they're both equally intelligent, equally functional, equally hardworking, and contributing to our economy in a significant way. And so whatever it is we design, we need to make sure that the 27-year-old high-value plumber is equally valued as the 27-year-old high-value lawyer.
All right. Well, what feedback have you got from parents, Vaughan, about this regarding, have anyone got in touch with you already?